My name is Gemma and I'm here because I decided to have vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. So I decided to start a channel just before Christmas when I signed up for the surgery, and this is my first video. Basically just gonna briefly talk about why I want the surgery and what the process was like signing up for the surgery. I'm kind of doing this as something that I can look back on myself and look at my progress, but also if throughout the journey it helps anybody else, that's obviously a bonus. I must say I got back in. I thought for my first video I was going to do my hair and makeup and try and make myself look all pretty, but I just got back in from walking the dog. I need to wash my hair. I've got no makeup on, but why set the bar high? Set the bar low, and then it can only go up from here, right? So anyway, yeah, back in December I decided to have the surgery. I'm going with Tonic, so I'm paying for it myself. I think the NHS wait list is like 5 years long or something crazy. And to be completely transparent, it is 10,395, I think. Although I think depending on your BMI it can be 11,395. So initially I just sent a email to Tonic because I didn't want to speak to anyone on the phone because I'm a millennial and we don't like phone calls. So I sent an email and they got back to me, sent a price list through, and then they said that I could have a consultation with the surgeon completely free and there was no pressure to sign up for surgery or anything like that. So I gave it a few days because I hate hard sells. I just hate them, and it didn't feel like a hard sell, but it kind of, as soon as they mentioned having a consultation with a surgeon, I think everything got a bit more sort of real, and I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. But after a couple of days I calmed down. I thought there's absolutely no harm talking to a surgeon and just asking my questions. So I did put a huge list of questions together. I wanted to know all about a dumping syndrome, whether, get more depth about nutrient deficiencies and stuff, a whole heap of questions. So they organised the consultation for me, and he was a bit late calling actually. I thought he wasn't going to call, and then I got really upset because I'd psyched myself up for it, and he didn't call for about 45 minutes, but he did call in the end, and he was, to be fair to him, he was really good at going through all my questions and listening to me drone on, and he put my mind at ease, and he was very knowledgeable, as you would assume a surgeon would be. So we went through all of the questions, and at that point I was pretty sure that I was going to have surgery, but I just wanted to think it over for another day. So I thought it over, and then it sort of went from 0 to 60 because I went from not wanting to commit to anything to absolutely 100% committing, and that's me in a nutshell really. So I'm very all or nothing. So I messaged them and said, yeah, I definitely want to sign up. The surgeons put me at ease. I want surgery, let's go. And they sent me a list of dates. I picked from the dates, and then she called me up and we went through paying a deposit. Now the minimum deposit you can pay, and now obviously this is just with Tonic, this is not with other companies, the minimum deposit is £750, and then you can sign up for the rest. They've got finance plans, or if you can find a loan with a better APR, you can obviously get your own loan, but I thought their rates were pretty reasonable. So we paid a 4,000 deposit, and then we pay the rest over finance over, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 years, but anyway, I just wanted to be completely transparent. So my laptop's just going crazy. I'm making a lot of noise. So after that, it was all go. One of the reasons I went with Tonic is because they've got a really good aftercare program, and that involves a PT, it involves a dietitian, it involves a psychotherapist, and a team of nurses that you can ask questions to at any point. Now, I will say I have health anxiety, So having the team of nurses that I could ask questions to was a massive sell for me, because those poor nurses don't know what they've signed up for. I think I'm going to be onto them probably constantly. Poor souls. So everyone from all of those teams started contacting me over the following days. So the PT got in touch, the nurse team got in touch. I had to fill in some forms for the psychotherapist. The dietitian got in touch to send me the information for my pre-op diet. So with Tonic, the pre-op diet is 2 weeks, and you've got two options. You can go, what do they call it? The textured food plan. So much reduced calories. You've got 800 calories and no more than 100 grams of carbs per day, but you can eat food. Or the other option is you've got to have, you pick from a list. I can put some, I'm going to do a separate video on the pre-op diet actually, and in that video I'll put some slides in of what you're allowed to have, but you basically have shakes. So she got in touch to go through all of that with me and make sure I understood what I could and couldn't have. So I felt very supported from day one. So that was good, because, you know, it's a massive procedure. It's a massive commitment to change your life. And I wanted to feel supported in that. So I was very happy with that. Now, as to the reasons why I'm having surgery, I don't think I'm ready yet to announce what my weight is currently, but I will do as the process goes on. But I've been struggling with my weight probably from late teens. I've never been slim ever, but I was slimmish. I was curvy as a teenager, but looking back on pictures now, I'm like, I would kill for that body. So why on earth I ever thought I was overweight, I don't know. I did so much sport back then as well. I was doing all sorts of sports. So I think if I just carried on with that and not obsessed with dieting, I would have been okay. But unfortunately, that's not how it went. And I've been flip-flopping. A lot of you will relate to this, because we're pretty much in the same boat. The yo-yo dieting, year in, year out, the constant battle trying to lose weight, and then you might succeed, you might lose a few stone, maybe more, but inevitably you gain it back, and sometimes you gain back even more. And that is the cycle that I found myself in constantly for the last 10 or so years. And I'm fed up with it, to be brutally honest. And not only that, but I'm starting to see some health things now that I think if I don't do something about it now, could get a lot worse. So touch wood, I'm not diabetic, I'm not pre-diabetic, so that's a good thing. But my blood pressure is pre-hypertensive. I have, sorry for TMI, I have very heavy menstrual bleeding, and I've had to have different procedures to check the lining of my uterus because it's thickened. And the most likely reason for that is an increase in estrogen, because when you're obese, you have an increase in estrogen. So there's that. Decreased mobility. I used to be out constantly walking my dog, going out on walks here, there and everywhere. I had a really scary period coming out of COVID where we'd all, I guess, turned into a bit of a hermit, but coming out of COVID, and I had really bad lower back problems, and I could barely walk. I would go out on a walk and I would walk 100 meters, and I would have to sit down on a bench and rest my back, and then I'd get up and I'd carry on and I'd have to sit down again. And that was really scary. Luckily, I went to see a physio for a bit, and we managed to get it into a point where I can walk around fine now, and I go on walks and I have minimal pain. But I'm constantly aware of the feeling of my body. It's a heaviness, it's extra pain, extra pressure on my joints, and you can feel that you're not as mobile as you used to be. You know, when I was younger, I used to be skipping about here, there and everywhere. So that for my health, it's both the physical and mental side. So those are the physical sides, but mentally I want to feel more confident. I have such low self-confidence and low self-esteem. I'm the fat person that makes jokes about themselves before other people can make them about me. And you know, everyone around me, you make the joke and they roll their eyes and they say, stop it, stop putting yourself down. But it comes from a deep place of sadness and a deep place of not being happy with yourself. I'm not happy with myself. I'm all about body positivity, and if someone is overweight and they are genuinely happy and they don't have any health problems, you know, good for them. But that's not me. I have health problems and I'm miserable. I'm not happy at all with my body. I'm not happy at all with how my body feels when I'm moving, what it looks like in the mirror. I don't even really like touching my tummy or anything like that. I'm just not happy where I am now. And I forgot to mention earlier that I went through a period probably about a year or so ago of binge eating, and it was getting really, really bad, and I actually got treatment for it. So I saw a therapist who specialises in eating disorders and binge eating and things like that, and it did get better, but it's got to a point now where I feel like I've thrown everything at this trying to lose weight. I've done the counselling, I've got a personal trainer. I go see him 3 times a week. I love exercise, so that's one good thing, is that I'm not phobic of exercise. I'm more than happy to go out walking, and then 3 times a week I'll go and he'll beast us with weights and stuff. And I've done that. I've done Slimming World. I've tried all sorts of diet. I've tried keto, and it's just not working. And I've had to come to the realization that I'm a food addict, and it's as simple as that. So how I see the gastric sleeve is not a magic cure to this or a magic solution, but a tool that I can use to finally get myself in a position where I feel happier. So with the physical restriction, obviously they take away 80% of your stomach in the procedure. So you've got 20% of your stomach left, and I think they say that's the width of your thumb or something. So you are, especially at the beginning when you're still healing, you're very limited to the food that you can intake. And the weight loss is quicker. It's one thing I found, especially as I got older, when I was doing these diets in my 20s, I could lose half a stone in a week, and I would be so happy. But as I'm getting older now, I'm in my early 30s, it's so much slower to lose weight. And I've got hypothyroidism as well, so I feel like it's even slower. I don't blame the hypothyroidism, by the way. I am overweight because I shove food into my mouth. But obviously the hypothyroidism doesn't help with losing the weight. It makes it a bit harder, for me anyway, I think. So this is complete. I've got myself off track now. What was I saying? I can't remember. But basically, I've tried everything that I can think of, and this is a last resort for me, and surgery probably should be a last resort for people. So I'm going into it. I'm hopeful, but I'm not deluded. I know it's going to be a lot of hard work. It's going to be painful at first, and it's going to be a massive change to my diet, but I won't be able to binge anymore. I don't want to binge anymore, and I keep having these freak out moments now. I've signed up for surgery, like, oh man, I'll never be able to order a Chippy Friday and stuff my face ever again. And then I panic, and it's like, well, yeah, I don't want to be doing those things. Those are the things that have got me into the mess that I'm in now. So I've got a positive mindset about it. And my cat's walking through frame. Hello, Ren. Hi, baby. So I'm just going to stay positive. I've got my surgery is scheduled in just over a week, but before I have the surgery, I've got to have my pre-op assessment. So I've got that the day after tomorrow, and I've got to go down to London for that. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that everything goes well, because if they turn around and say there's something wrong with me that I can't have surgery, I feel like that would absolutely devastate me, because I'm really in the mindset of doing this. So that's it for now. That's all I wanted to cover in this video, is a bit about the process of signing up and how it went and the cost and everything, and the reasons for having surgery. So if I look back at this video, you know, 6 months time, I can see what motivated me. But I'm going to do another video probably next week. I want to cover the pre-op assessment, because that's something that I'm really nervous about, and I've tried to find, I know roughly what it's going to entail, but I've tried to find what it covers in the UK. Most videos that people make are people in America, and I know things can be a bit different over there with their insurance and the requirements and things. So I'll cover what I had to have done, and then I also want to do the video about the liver reduction diet. So I'm currently, this is day 6, so I'm day 6 in the liver reduction diet. It's going well so far. I'm down about 7 pounds. So, I mean, that's major. I'm very happy with that, and I hope that continues. But I'll cover it in more depth than what I've been eating and drinking in another video. So thank you for watching. If you wouldn't mind subscribing or liking this video, that's going to help me to build the channel, and I want to build the channel to reach as many people as I can who might want to know more about the VSG surgery. So as cheesy as a non-YouTube, this feels weird to me because I'm not a YouTuber, but subscribe down below, drop me a like, and if you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. I'm happy to answer them if I can. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.